I'm not sure about you, but I'm always trying to improve. As you may know, I've been a food photographer for over a decade, so I'm constantly on the lookout for ways to get better visual ideas and to improve. The best chefs and cooks I know are no different when it comes to plate design and presentation. What's important to them and me is to have a growth mindset. But where do ideas come from, and how can we use them to improve creatively? For the lucky few, they come as sparks of inspiration and insight. Just like Massimo Bottura and his Whoops I Dropped the Lemon Tart, the dish that brought his signature style to the culinary world and changed the landscape of what plating could be. Now, if you don't know this story, I'll go into more detail later in this video. But for most of us, those sparks of inspiration can feel elusive, or we might doubt our own ability to translate them into reality. Remember, stunning plating isn't magic. You need to know you have the talent. Now it's time to build the skills and experience to bring your creative visions to life. So what can we do about this? It's a huge topic, so I'm going to break it down to a series of videos designed to give you a practical framework. This will help you generate plate design ideas, develop more confidence, and bring those visions to life on the plate. It will require an openness to trial and error, to success and failure, and as I've learned over the years, it's the only path to growth that works for me. And hopefully it'll work for you too. In this video, we're going to dive into the simplest ways to generate fresh ideas for your plating designs. I'll even share my own take on how Massimo Bottura broke the mold and challenged the culinary conventions with his visionary plating style. Then in the following series of videos in this series, I'll introduce you to two fantastic frameworks that you can adopt right there in your own kitchen. These techniques will be your secret weapon for those days when the creative inspiration feels out of reach, giving you clear steps to generating stunning plating ideas, even without the Massimo Bottura level epiphanies. I'll link to these in the description below or in a playlist at the end of the video once they're finished, so make sure you're subscribed to check it out. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best, and that's why I went straight to the source, you. Thanks to this growing YouTube community and our awesome Facebook group. If you'd like to join us, the link is in the description. I was able to ask many of you about your plating challenges and ideas. Most chefs and cooks I polled said that social media was their go-to source for plating ideas. And while many of us have our gripes about social media, it's undeniably a goldmine for visual inspiration. I certainly use it for my own photography, but the key is intentional browsing, turning that vast ocean of ideas into a powerful tool for developing your own unique plating style. So instead of aimlessly scrolling, curate your feed by carefully selecting the chefs, food stylists and photographers whose plating style resonates with you, or push the boundaries of your own creative comfort zone. Don't just stop there though. Explore who these culinary artists follow. This acts as a gateway to discovering a whole new network of like-minded creatives, offering fresh perspectives and introducing you to talented chefs who you might have otherwise overlooked. Social media is a breeding ground of culinary trends. By following the right accounts and hashtags, you can identify emerging plating styles and techniques before they become mainstream. This allows you to incorporate these trends into your presentations, keeping your food offerings visually current and exciting. But a word of warning, be wary of the algorithm trap. While it's convenient to be shown more and more of what you already like, this can stifle innovation. Actively seek out diversity of chefs and plating styles to keep your ideas flowing. Surround yourself with imagery, not to steal or copy, but to be inspired by the work of other creative talents. Let their presentations influence and spark your own unique visions for the plate. Additionally, if you're open to feedback and confident in your work, tapping into your existing social media community can be a great starting point. Share your latest plating designs and invite honest opinions. And did this dish kind of just easily come to you in terms of how you're going to plate it, or did you go through some variations?
I actually did a post on Instagram because I had difficulties. I said, which one do I go for, the first one and the second? It was all 50-50, so I'm going to do a blend of both.
But be prepared though, the online world can be a harsh place. So focus on seeking constructive criticism instead of taking negativity to heart. Running this channel has definitely taught me that. While social media is a treasure trove of visual inspirations, don't underestimate the power of real-world observation and personal reflection. Stepping away from the screen and into your own surroundings can unlock new ideas and help you hone your plating style. Start by analysing your own work with a critical eye. What are your plating strengths? Where do you tend to fall short? Do your presentations often feel flat? Do you struggle with balance or incorporating garnishes effectively? Sometimes it can be hard to spot our own weaknesses, especially when it comes to plating. That's why getting feedback from colleagues and mentors is so valuable. They offer fresh eyes, helping you pinpoint areas where you can improve. Their honest feedback provides specific guidance on how to make your dishes even more visually stunning. Plus, positive comments from those you respect will boost your confidence and validate the things you're doing well. And I can promise you, this kind of feedback is worth 1,000 likes from strangers. Once you've identified areas for growth, look around the world for your solutions. Think of your surroundings as a vast resource of inspiration. Start with art museums and photo galleries, where you can learn about composition, colour theory, and the interplay of texture, and the creative use of negative space. Pay attention to architectural wonders observing how buildings use line, shape and shadow for visual impact. A walk through a vibrant farmer's market even will immerse you in a riot of colour and natural beauty of organic produce. Browse home interior and graphic design magazines, getting fresh ideas on how to play with unexpected elements and create visual focal points. Remember, the goal is to train your eye to see creative solutions everywhere you look. The more you can absorb from the world around you, the richer and more unique your own plating will become. In the poll, I also asked if cookbooks were a source of inspiration, and I was actually quite surprised they didn't come a little higher up on the list. This is because cookbooks are a culmination of a creative team effort. Expert food stylists, photographers and chefs collaborate to showcase each dish in its most visually appealing form. These professionals consider composition, colour, combinations, texture contrast and even lighting, surfaces and tableware to create mouth-watering presentations that just jump off the plate. But the fact that it's all there within the pages of the book make them a fabulous resource. But let's not forget another valuable source of inspiration, your diners themselves. Soliciting feedback from paying guests takes courage and humility. Be prepared to hear opinions you might not initially agree with, but remember, the customer is a valid judge of what works and what doesn't. Understanding your target audience is crucial to ensuring you're plating the lines with what they truly want. After all, a dish has to be more than just visually pleasing. It must resonate with your customers and deliver on the dining experience they expect. Just think about it for a minute. If you operate a high-end, 2 Michelin-starred establishment, a casual or rustic approach to plating may feel jarring and out of place. Diners stepping into such a restaurant anticipate a level of refinement and precision reflected in the presentation. On the other hand, if your cuisine draws inspiration from Nordic minimalism, overly mechanical or clinical plating would seem off-brand and at odds with the aesthetic. Asking for feedback from your diners can be a risky strategy, but it can also pay dividends if you're happy to evolve your design whilst it's on the menu.
If it's at a standard, then you can serve it to guests and maybe get their feedback.
Yep.
And ask them. So the amount of times that I've had a dish on was brand new and then I've presented it myself and then I've asked at the end of the meal, how was this dish? Or even when I presented, I've said, your feedback with this would be great because it's the first time on. So you're being open and honest with the guest. You'll get open and honest feedback.
By truly understanding your target audience and their expectations, you'll be able to make informed plating choices that enhance the overall dining experience. But what if, instead of just meeting expectations, you wanted to challenge them? What if you wanted to make a bold statement, creating a plating style as unforgettable as the food itself? Now, at the start of this video, I promised you a harder form of idea generation. That's where the contrarian approach comes in. It's a mindset that embraces pushing boundaries and questioning the status quo. One master of this approach is the brilliant Massimo Bottura. His cuisine builds on classic Italian flavours, yet boldly reimagines how they should appear on the plate. Bottura flouts perfection. His dishes often feature playful messiness, with sauces seemingly splattered or elements deliberately broken. His famous "Oops, I dropped the lemon tart" epitomises this intentional imperfection.
His sous chef was bringing the dish over to the pass and he dropped it and he was in bits. He was almost crying because he'd messed up the service.
Yeah.
And Massimo turned to him and said, "Do you know what? It's okay. I like it like this." And he was in shock because the sous chef was in disbelief.
Yeah.
But goes, okay. And a whole food style was born from that moment in time.
Yeah.
It's okay to have things fall naturally on the plate, and I think that's where we take in this idea from.
Yeah. He goes further, using his plating as a storytelling medium, referencing everything from art to personal moments. The goal isn't just visual beauty, but also an emotional response for the diner, a sense of surprise, amusement, or even a spark of deeper contemplation. This contrarian vision made Bottura an icon. His plating is unique, instantly recognisable, and pushes the boundary of culinary presentation. You don't have to be quite as daring as Bottura to glean valuable lessons from this approach. Like the artist Manet before him, Bottura picks battles with convention. His dishes challenge the very idea that certain meals or flavours must follow a rigid, unchanging template. He rejects the culinary stagnation, believing that recipes evolve and that chefs should tirelessly strive for something better, more flavourful, more beautiful and relevant to the present. His quest for improvement fuels his plating. The broken elements, the unexpected splashes of colour. It's not just surface level aesthetics, but a visual manifestation of deeper culinary philosophy. Bottura encourages chefs, and people in general, to become active participants in the world, absorbing inspiration from art, music, travel, and from life itself. His goal is to break free from rigid expectation and allow that contamination by the world to shape a unique voice. His approach resonates far beyond the kitchen. It's about embracing change and the endless possibilities for personal growth and creative expression. As with all innovators, Bottura faced his share of detractors. Those who prized the culinary tradition over evolution initially denounced his work, failing to see his mission. But through perseverance and artistic integrity, Bottura stands as a celebrated culinary leader. While others may copy his visual style, his true revolution lies much deeper. It's an ongoing battle against complacency, a testament to the power of embracing evolution, and a constant challenge to think beyond the boundaries of what we thought we knew. So be brave, and don't be afraid to break the mold. Step outside your familiar plating styles within your niche, and push yourself to think beyond the ordinary. It's a chance to communicate something unique to you as a chef, not just a vessel for holding food. Finally, think beyond surface level beauty. Aim for presentations that ignite emotional responses from your diner. Whether it's a sense of playful delight, intrigue, or even a moment of thoughtful reflection, a dish that makes someone feel is what truly elevates your plating into an art form. The journey to become a true platist is an ongoing exploration. By seeking inspiration everywhere you look, from museums to markets, cookbooks to your own imagination, you'll cultivate a unique voice that sets your creations apart. Don't be afraid to experiment. Embrace imperfection and challenge expectation. Draw inspiration from those who dared to redefine culinary boundaries, just like Massimo Bottura. Now, we might not all become the next avant-garde icon, but the pursuit of plating excellence is a powerful tool for elevating our culinary craft. The good news is, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. The next video in this series will delve into the practical frameworks and strategies to help you translate these ideas into reality. We'll explore the concept of design sprints, a method for rapidly iterating and refining plating concepts. We'll also discuss the art of reverse engineering, taking inspiration from existing dishes and deconstructing them to create your own stunning presentations. By embracing some of these techniques, you'll equip yourself with a powerful toolkit to consistently create visually captivating and unforgettable plates. After all, in the kitchen, as in life, continuous learning and growth are all we can really truly ask of ourselves. So thanks for watching, and as always, keep creating dining fables worth sharing.